Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything, and this is James, and you know what we're doing today? Drawing every country in the world's flag. And today, going back into Oceania, and we're going to be doing the island country of Samoa. Alright, so probably Samoa, outside of Australia and New Zealand, the most kind of well-known country in Oceania. This is a pretty cool place, and I just wanted to also take the time, because it is December 25th, 2024 as I'm recording this, and I just wanted to wish all of my fans a Merry Christmas, and I hope you all had an awesome Christmas, spent it with loved ones and family. The reason why I bring that up for this country, or actually the reason why I chose to do Samoa on Christmas, I figured I had to do a Christian country, right? And I already did the Vatican. So Samoa, it is 97.9% Christian, all right? So figured that cuts the mustard, right? That definitely passes the test. So we'll do Samoa today. And the reasons for that we'll kind of get to in the history. This is a place I like. This is a cool, definitely a cool country. So we have a lot of, kind of island Polynesian peoples that have lived there for their thinking around like 1000 BC. It's sort of like when the first human settlers arrived. All right, so let me just split this in the middle here. Hold on one second. And then, so those island peoples, they're kind of Austronesian descent, I guess you'd call them. The people that would become the Samoans. Early Samoans, they kind of intermarry with Fijian and Tongan nobility. So Fiji and Tonga, kind of the other big island civilizations in that area. The Fa'amaati system of titles and nobility developed, right? So that dominates Samoan politics. So you have the Matai. They're the heads of the family, and all but 2 seats in the legislature are reserved for the Matai, right? So you have a bloodline sort of in Samoan politics, right? Like this place, it takes their tradition, the family politics very seriously, right? So definitely a different kind of place. So when Europeans first arrive, it's actually going to be the Dutch in 1722. So they start kind of going back and forth to this place, and the Dutch, and then also the Germans, right? The Germans take an interest in Samoa. So Samoan culture actually does have a lot of kind of German and Dutch influence in it. Christianity arrives in the 1830s, so that's when missionaries start showing up, and then that's not that long ago, right? The 1830s, and this place is now 97.9% Christian, so they did their job. And if you ever met Samoan people, right, very serious about their faith and everything too. So they do mix some elements of like their ancient sort of tribal customs into Christianity, but yeah, they're very devout people. So by the 1880s, you have a lot of Americans, and then also other parts of Europe. They're showing up in Samoa. So Germany, the UK, they're both setting up like trading posts on these islands. Also, the United States. In 1886, you have a civil war with rival Matai factions. Matai. I think that's how you pronounce it, Matai. So the end of the 19th century, kind of leading into the 20th. So it's basically just over kind of royal secession, and this war is actually kind of fueled on by the Germans, the UK, and the US. So they all support like kind of different different players there. So talk about a proxy war, right? And then so they send warships to Apia, right? Apia is it's the capital of modern Samoa. So this actually almost set off like a war between Germany, the UK, and the US. But a cyclone destroyed pretty much all three of those navies. So talk about a bizarre what if in history, right? You almost would have had a three-way, probably not a real hot war, but definitely like a conflict between superpowers, right? The United States, Germany, and Britain in the Pacific over this little island, right? This little Samoan dynasty. Samoan dynasty. Guys, I'm gonna try real hard not to talk about pro wrestling for this country, but I really can't help myself because this is literally all I think about when I hear about Samoa. So, yeah, I'll give you. We'll do one little story, right? So Samoans are probably some of the toughest people like on the face of the planet. So, I guess if you're a Samoan, your odds of playing in the NFL are 40% higher than if you're non-Samoan. So yeah, so big boys, right? These are like tanks with arms and legs. That's why so many of them end up in either the NFL, and then as I mentioned in pro wrestling, WWE. There's a very, very long line of great Samoan wrestlers, right? You got Yokozuna, you got the Wild Samoans, the current man, Roman Reigns. The Rock has Samoan ancestry, right? Rock's I think he's like half black, half Samoan. So tons and tons of Samoan wrestlers. It's like, and there's like a new one showing up every day, it seems like. And the reason why there's so many Samoan wrestlers, so yeah, again, I'll get back to the country in a minute, but this is a cool story. So there's a very big Samoan presence on Southern California, right? So like San Francisco, kind of Bay Area, just kind of migration in general. When the United States starts becoming friendly towards this country, they come to California because that's kind of the first stop on the way, right, to the United States, and then they just kind of stay there. So a lot of wrestling in California back then, like we're talking like 70s. So one of the guys that held shows in that Bay Area, there was these two gigantic fans, right? And this is kind of the origin of Afa and Sika, right? The Wild Samoans, who both just passed away this year. So rest in peace, Wild Samoans. You guys were awesome, scary dudes. So these guys, they didn't know how to get into the wrestling business, right? So it was very, very much an outsider. They protected it from outsiders back then, right? It's a little different than today. They took it more seriously. And these gigantic Samoan guys would be in the front row for every show, and they would get into fights with the wrestlers, and they would win. But you can't do that, right? Like, because the wrestlers are supposed to be tougher than the fans. So you got these enormous monster Samoan guys that are beating up all your talent. And eventually they just said, you know what, you guys are like already like, we can tell you're into this. And you're beating up all my wrestlers anyway. How would you like to get paid to do it? And that is the origin of Afa and Sika. And basically that started off all the Samoans getting into pro wrestling. So I don't know. I always thought that was a pretty cool story. Back to the country, James. So you do have that civil war that ends in 1894. Maletoa Laupepa was installed as king, but then he dies in 1898, which pops off another secession war. That ends in 1899. And then the Western powers are like, all right, that's enough of this monarchy crap. We're going to rule you guys. So the Western islands go to Germany, and then the Eastern islands go to the U.S. All right, and then Britain kind of bails on Samoa, and they kind of concentrate on the Solomons instead. And this is sort of where the modern divide in Samoa comes, right? Because you have an American Samoa. It's actually just called American Samoa, right? It's like kind of like a Puerto Rico to us. It's one of our territories. And then you have regular Samoa, like used to be called Western Samoa until 1997. And that's the independent state of Samoa, the actual country that I'm drawing right now. American Samoa does have a really cool flag, too. I won't be doing that because, this is just for sovereign states. But if you ever want to check that one out, I do like that one. Giant burb, right? Giant burb on the flag, so it's pretty cool. So during World War I, they're actually occupied by New Zealand, and that actually kind of angers the Samoans. So they organize a political movement called the Mau, which means strongly held view, which kind of applies to all politics, right? Aren't all politics pretty much very strongly held views? But then like World War I breaks out. This place gets hit really hard by the Spanish flu. And actually decimates about 20% of their population. So yeah, it's quite a bit. New Zealand still tried to administer this place. In 1929, there's a riot, which a police officer, a New Zealand cop, kind of shoots into protesters, killing 11 people. So that's called Black Sunday in Samoan history. In 1962. They become the first Polynesian nation to be independent as Western Samoa. And then again, they dropped the Western in 1997, so they're just Samoa now. And they have a party, the Human Rights Protection Party. So they've dominated since 1982. And again, this is a very family-oriented, kind of like a monarchy sort of structure in Samoan politics. And there's another party that kind of set up shop in 2021. Samoa Uatasi party, or actually, what is it? I can't read Samoan. I'm sorry, guys. Prime Minister Fiami Naomi Mata'afa's. So his name is party Fa Atua Atua Aili Atua Samoa Utasa Fast. FAST. Was that good? All right, I tried. So. Yeah, a lot of friendly relations with the United States, right? So Samoa has always been, close with the U.S. They are independent, but there is still that American Samoa territory there, and they have a kind of a typical Pacific Island flag. So let's see. Samoa. All right, so you got red with a blue rectangle and 5-pointed stars that represents the Southern Cross constellation. And the red stands for courage, and blue represents freedom, and the white is purity. All right, so that's the Samoan flag. And again, I tried talking about the country. I just cannot help myself when talking about wrestling, because that's all I think about when I think about Samoa. So we'll give you a little bit of a Samoan bonus content. All right, so what do you got for us, James? All right, give me just a second here. And it is Christmas too, so I'm gonna try to tie this all in. If you know, you know, right? You know what I'm drawing. If you know, right? Just a quick little acknowledgement, we'll call it, right? Because we of course acknowledge our tribal chief here. You guys acknowledge me, right? You put your fingers in the air. Acknowledge James draws everything. He is your leader. He is. I'm not a tribal chief. I guess just call me chief. So. Going as fast as I can, guys. I know it's Christmas. If you took time out, maybe you're getting tired of the family, right? Sometimes Christmas gets to be a little too much. You need to step out for a minute. Maybe go out to the garage and have a beer. Say you're having a smoke if that's your thing. You just need to get away for a minute. So maybe you said, you know what? I'm going to see what James is doing this Christmas. I'm going to turn on his channel. You know, my aunt, me and her, we do not get along. Her political views are different than mine or something like that. So, you know what? I just need to get out of the house for a minute and just go see what James is doing. And if that is you, you know what? I hope you love your family anyway. I get it. We all have bad apples. But if you took the time out, to spend some time with James, I truly appreciate it, guys. I truly do. We at James Draws Everything, we are very thankful here. I had an excellent Christmas. I really did, and I hope you guys did too. And I hope the people of Samoa, because they are so Christian, basically 100% Christian. Let's not even worry about that 97.9% stuff. They're 100% Christian in this country. So Santa Claus, I know he has to go way out of his way, right, to get to Samoa. They're kind of at the bottom of the planet there. It's not really on any of the main trade routes, but I think Santa, he knows how good-hearted the Samoan peoples are. And I think he got them everything that they wanted for Christmas this year. So shout out to my Samoan fans. I don't know if I have any. I'm just going to assume that I do. So shout out to all my Samoans. Your tribal chief, James, from James Draws Everything, he acknowledges you because you acknowledge him. Let's do some shadows here. So we'll get our green. All right, this is like a leather, sort of like a big, like padded kind of glove that he wears. Almost like a fighting glove, sort of like a UFC kind of glove, but he only wears it on one hand. So that's the hand that he shouts out, right, to acknowledge him with. And then, of course, oh God, that's another thing, you Samoan guys. You're crazy with these tattoos and stuff. And I don't know if I could do this whole thing justice, so I'm not even gonna really bother. But yeah, you guys got some crazy tribal designs and stuff. So we'll do a little bit. I can't promise I'm gonna get the whole thing right for the sake of time. But yeah. So he's got, and these tattoos, right? These tribal tattoos, like this is actually like a story that's being told, right? So this isn't just like random stuff. Like this is yeah. So that's kind of cool. Like I kind of like having that sort of tradition, right? So everybody knows who The Rock is, right? Dwayne Johnson. So if you ever seen like God, I remember him when he just had the bull on his arm. But yeah, he's got the that entire whatever you call it going up and down his arms now. So I don't even think you could see the bull anymore because he's like pretty much just covered. His entire arm is covered now. So all right. So the reason why I did this is because, of course, I just need any excuse to draw and talk about wrestling. But it is connected to Samoa, right? And I just I cannot stop thinking about. I think like the first thing I hear, right, when I hear Samoa is pro wrestling, right? It's like the entire country's population is pro wrestlers. So because it's Christmas again, they're a very Catholic place or a very Christian place, right? They're not all Catholics. A lot of Baptists and mainly Protestants there, but there are some Catholics. So because it's Christmas, And you know, James Draws Everything is very, very grateful for you guys spending time with him. I figured I would draw this guy because I know pro wrestling is really hot, right, with the kiddos. So I hope if any kiddos are out there, right, and Roman Reigns is your favorite wrestler, I hope you got that Roman Reigns action figure that you wanted, right? Acknowledge me, Tribal Chief. There it is. So there's Roman Reigns. I hope you got his figure, his T-shirt or his glove or whatever. So I hope you got what you wanted, right? Again, I know WWE popular with the kiddos that are making lists for Santa. So Santa was good to everybody. Santa was good to Samoa. Santa was good to me. I hope he was good to you. So I gotta tie this all in here. All right, let's get out of here, guys. It is Christmas, so again, I hope you had a great one, and let me know what you think about Samoa. Like, comment, and subscribe. Also, acknowledge me, and I'll see you on the next video.